is WJTV News Channel 12 at 6.
Mississippians turn out with overwhelming force to help those in need. A full report coming up.
Mississippi's congressional delegation touring storm damage across the state as Governor Phil Bryant requests federal disaster assistance to help families rebuild. A live report is coming up.
Contractor or scam artist, which are you hiring? We're getting you answers on News Channel 12.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Melanie Christopher. Byron Brown will join us later from the Walmart in Pearl. But before we go to Byron, let's take a look at the weather with Storm Team 12's chief meteorologist, Ken South. And Ken, you have a recap of Monday's weather for us.
Yeah, this is all the areas that were impacted by the tornadoes on Monday, all the tornado tracks. Now, what happens after a severe weather event? The National Weather Service will send survey teams out to look at that damage to determine exactly what happened. Well, obviously, there's about 13 locations here that they've got to go visit. They've only gotten to a couple of them, and they went to the areas that were damaged the worst first, and they've completed a couple of surveys. One to the northeast of us, this Winston-Louisville storm. It started at 3:51 in the afternoon on Monday. It was on the ground for 35.5 miles. Maximum width with the storm, 3/4 of a mile. It had top winds 185 miles per hour, which makes it an EF4 tornado violent storm. It was on the ground for nearly an hour. The other survey that was completed, the storm near Utica, this rated an EF1 storm with top winds of 105 miles per hour. A partial survey has been done for the Rankin County storm. It started at 6:31. We don't know exactly how wide it was or how long it was on the ground, but EF3 damage was reported with that storm. EF3 damage, we're looking at wind speeds 136 to 165 miles per hour. Let's take a look at some of that damage. This video is from Bob Boyd Honda in Pearl. News Channel 12 obtained this surveillance video of the EF3 tornado as it came through Pearl on Monday. You can see it as it hit the service department at Bob Boyd. The owner there says that about 150 cars on the lot were damaged. Cleanup and repairs to the building have already started, and the dealership will be back open for tomorrow. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our forecast for tomorrow because we're going to have more time to do those surveys and recover from the storms. We're going to keep it sunny and cooler, and in fact, that's going to be the forecast for the first 8 days of May. You'll see that coming up in about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Ken. Mississippi is now playing the waiting game to see whether or not President Obama will approve federal aid for the state after Monday's deadly storm outbreak. But as we have witnessed time after time, Mississippians are coming to the aid of their fellow citizens by donating needed items and getting involved with the relief effort. And Storm Team 12's Byron Brown joins us live now from the Walmart in Pearl for our Caring for Mississippi event. And Byron, I know you said earlier it's been a steady outpouring of donations since early this morning.
Well, that's right, Melanie. We started at 6 o'clock, and we said we were going to cut it off at 6 o'clock tonight. But as you can see, people are still coming in and making donations. This truck that you're seeing behind me, it is the second truck from Muskelly, and it is almost packed here. But you can see people are driving up in their cars. They are making more donations, and they continue to come out of the Walmart store here in Pearl and continue to bring in donations. We had people come up tell us, hey, what else do you need? I'm going to go into the store right now, and I'm going to bring out some more stuff. So we are still here collecting stuff, even though it's just a little bit after 6 o'clock. We're trying to fill up this truck, pack it before we shut that door. So we're still taking those donations as people are bringing them in. You know, this is very important because we know that Mississippians do give their very best when tragedy strikes, and they're used to doing this, and they know how to step it up. But we've been out here for 12 hours now, and they are still giving to those in need. Unfortunately, during this time of the year, when something like this happens, we have to be on the lookout for scam artists when people are trying to recover. And News Channel 12's Mallory Pullen is getting you answers. She joins us now from the newsroom about what to look out for when you're looking for a contractor. Mallory.
Thanks, Byron. Contractor or scam artist, how do you know the difference? Sometimes they are hard to spot. So what's the best advice? It's pretty simple. Put technology to use and do your homework before you hire. Monday night, deadly storms rip across Mississippi.
Reports either hail, wind damage.
Oh, a tornado warning also just issued.
Now, residents are dealing with the aftermath and cleanup. With the cleanup comes those willing to work and scam.
People that'll do a little bit of work and take a payment and not come back.
That's what Brandon Mayor Butchley is trying to avoid, requiring all contractors to get a transient vendor's license to work in the city.
That requirement means that they're bonded and they're insured for the work that they do.
Mayor Lee says the license is good for 90 days.
So what we're trying to do is protect homeowners and property owners from being ripped off.
Homeowners like Almeria Boyd, who has to hire a contractor to remove a tree off the top of her home and another in her front yard. She says workers have already tried to pitch their business.
I've got 4 people that came by, but I don't know anything about them. I don't know where they're from, and you can get in trouble just taking the first one that comes by.
And that's exactly what Mississippi Attorney General Jim Hood is suggesting, going with a local contractor. He says most will not come to your front door. You'll have to reach out to them. And when you do, Hood suggests you check their references and do your homework on the company. At the very least, Hood says to put technology like your smartphone to work.
Make a picture of that person, their vehicle, record any kind of conversations that you have with them. Get a contract in writing. Make sure that they're a licensed contractor.
To see if your contractor is licensed, you can go to WJTV.com. On our homepage, we will have links to see if your contractor is licensed. For now, live in the newsroom, Mallory Pullen, News Channel 12.
All right, thank you very much, Mallory. Now, if you want us to get you answers, all you have to do is email us at WJTVnews@WJTV.com, or you can look at the number on your screen. Now, there was a lot of damage out in Winston County or the Louisville area, and 9 people were killed in that area. Now, we have dispatch. This is what would happen when dispatch received that information.
At this point, we don't even have an assessment. We just know we've had a big tornado go down 25. We've got reports of injuries and people trapped down in the Liberty area. If you can find a safer route without getting on 25 in the path of that storm, we'd appreciate it if y'all would get mobile.
Now, a young boy was injured from that storm when his 2 parents were killed. He is now recovering at a hospital. News Channel 12's Jacob Kittlespat is now in Winston County. He joins us now by phone with more. Jacob, what can you tell us?
Well, Byron, the search is still on for another young child. That is a 2nd grader from Fair Elementary School. Authorities say that he still has not been found. In fact, authorities are searching the area on foot across the county, spanning the area from Johnson Street to the damaged hospital, both looking with their eyes and using cadaver dogs, trying to search out where the child may be. Now, I've been walking through one of the neighborhoods that was hit especially hard, and the Winston County Emergency Management Agency tells me that 600 homes are damaged because of this, but of those 600, 250 homes are considered, non-existent anymore, completely demolished by this tornado that passed through this area. All I'm seeing is pieces of wood and trees. It's hard to even distinguish that this was ever a neighborhood. So coming up tonight at 10, we're going to continue our coverage of the search for this missing 2nd grader in Winston County in Louisville and bring you the latest on that. So for now, in Winston County, Jacob Kittlested, News Channel 12.
All right, Jacob, thank you for that report. Governor Bryant and the congressional delegation, they surveyed the damage from Monday's storm. News Channel 12's Ross Adams, he followed that group today. He joins us now with more. Ross, what can you tell us?
Members of Mississippi's congressional delegation spent the day here in Rankin County and in other hard-hit areas of the state getting a first-hand look at the damage left behind by these deadly tornadoes. This as Governor Bryant waits to hear back from Washington whether the federal government will come to the aid of Mississippi storm victims. The congressional delegation's Rankin County tour began with the mayor of Richland, Mark Scarborough, discussing extensive damage in his city.
A modular office that was destroyed, and then it hit the homes buildings over there, and some of those are just slabs left. Those buildings are totally gone.
With a police escort, the 2 U.S. senators and congressmen then moved on to Pearl, where they got a first-hand look at what's left of the Highlands Mobile Home Park, where 37 trailers were destroyed.
I think it's devastating.
I think the Mississippi people are resilient.
Thank you so much.
Congressman Greg Harper comforting one storm survivor as Senator Thad Cochran speaks with one woman whose home was left uninhabitable.
Oh, it means a lot. It shows that they care.
The storms left nearly 900 homes across Mississippi, totally or partially destroyed, damaged dozens of businesses, leaving hundreds out of work.
A large business in Louisville, Mississippi was totally destroyed, 400 employees there, so it's critical that we try to get that business up and running again as quickly as we can.
That's why Governor Bryant and the mayor of Pearl, Brad Rogers, want President Obama to fast-track Bryant's request for federal assistance.
The federal assistance is very important to these folks that are uninsured, the folks that are looking to get back into homes, things of that nature.
Set aside about $1.2 million for storm recovery. Of course, that will be a mere drop in the bucket for a disaster of this magnitude. Reporting live from Rankin County, Ross Adams, WJTV, News Channel 12.
All right, thank you very much, Ross. You're once again back here live at the Pearl Walmart here. You can see, look at the crowd behind us, and more people just keep bringing it up stuff. We told you we were supposed to cut this off at 6 o'clock, but people just keep continuing to come out, making donations. We have a car right here ready to pull up next to us, wanting to give more. This is the second truck that we've had today since 6 o'clock this morning, and it is almost packed with people continuing to wanting to bring donations to give to those in need for the tornado relief. Once this ends today, you'll be able to give out at Trustmark Park at the baseball diamond there from May 1st through the 4th. And if you give, we are giving out tickets to ball games for those who make donations as well. So this is a lot that's going on. Later on in this newscast, we're going to be talking live to Mayor Brad Rogers here at Pearl. We're going to be talking live to him later on in this newscast as well. So Melanie, a lot still going on. The traffic has been steady all day here at the Pearl Walmart, and it just seems to be nonstop. Now back to you, Melanie.
All right, Byron, thank you very much. I'm not surprised that people continue to give. Just keep that truck open and let them come in and give. That's wonderful. Again, as Byron said, if you're unable to give today, donations are being accepted at Trustmark Park for the next few days during the Braves home games. Coming up on News Channel 12 at 6.
Well, many times after severe weather, we see nice, sunny, and cooler weather. That was the case today. The high temperature in Jackson, just 68 degrees, more than 10 degrees below the norm. Tonight, we drop into the 40s, and we're going to stay on the cool side for the next couple of days. We'll tell you about that in the weekend ahead. Coming up next, you're watching WJTV, News Channel 12 at 6.
And now your Storm Team 12 weather forecast with meteorologist Ken South.
We are going to see a chance to recover from the storms because the weather over the next several days will be nice and quiet. In fact, sunny and cool as we head into the weekend. Look how cool it's going to be tonight, dropping through the 50s into the mid-40s by first thing in the morning. It's the cooler air coming in behind our storm, which is still producing heavy rain and severe weather along the East Coast. But for us, we are done with it. We're going to see high pressure coming in and those cooler temperatures over the next couple of days. We're at 65 degrees right now, but we're going to be about 20 degrees cooler by first thing in the morning. Now we're going to see a decent recovery as we get into the afternoon tomorrow, but still about 10 degrees below the norm for this time of the year. We're looking at high temperatures in the low 70s with a mix of sun and clouds as we get into the afternoon. At least tomorrow is going to be a dry day. We need more dry weather because take a look at how wet the month of April was in Jackson. Over 12.5 inches of rain, the 6th wettest April since records have been kept in the capital city. But again, dry weather headed our way as this high pressure comes on in from the west. We're going to keep it sunny with that north breeze and at least cooler for the next couple of days. 45 degrees first thing in the morning with fair skies. Tomorrow, we'll call it a mix of sun and clouds, partly sunny, a northwesterly breeze, so a dry wind out there. Your high temperature just at about 70 degrees. And look at this, the next 3 mornings, we're going to be in the mid to upper 40s, highs in the 70s the next couple of days. But over the weekend, we will start to warm up beginning Saturday afternoon at about 80 degrees. We will be in the mid 80s starting Sunday, and we stay in the mid 80s for much of next week, but it also stays dry even though we warm up. It's going to be a while before we bring in that next chance of rain. I'm thinking probably next Friday going into the following weekend, but between now and then, it looks really, really nice.
Looks gorgeous. All right. Thank you very much, Ken. And still to come on News Channel 12 at 6.
I'm Byron Brown. We're live here at the Pearl Walmart where we are collecting donations for tornado relief. We will have another live report coming up right after this.
But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on the CW.
This is WJTV News Channel 12 at 6.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's go back out to the Walmart in Pearl. That's where we'll find my colleague, Byron Brown. And Byron, it's been a busy day there as so many people have come to donate to the tornado victims.
Well, that's right, Melanie. They are still donating as we can speak, and we've seen people that are putting stuff on the truck right now. We said we were going to end it at 6 o'clock, but they're still giving. Joining me now is Pearl Mayor Brad Rogers. And Mayor, we were talking earlier about the cleanup effort. How long is it going to take for the city to clean up?
Well, I think you'll be looking at on a short time, 45 to 60 days total to get the whole event cleaned up.
I know you had time with the congressional delegation, and you're hoping that President Obama would give you some money to the federal disaster. What are you expecting there?
That's correct. We spent time today with Senator Cochran and Senator Wicker, Congressman Nunley and Congressman Harper, and their whole delegation and staff, and the FEMA folks today, and we feel confident that the federal declaration will come down. Governor Bryant was also there, and you know, we have enough damage all around the state. We really feel like we have enough damage right here in Rankin County to qualify us.
All right, so we'll hopefully that will come quickly, because I know a lot of people are getting impatient and want this stuff done right now.
That's correct, and you know, we're on a hold right now for cleanup until we get that federal declaration, and that's the one thing that people get frustrated about is the time lag, but you know, it's really out of our hands right now.
All right, thank you, Mayor Brad Rogers with the Pearl. Once again, talking about the cleanup and how long it could take, and as they're waiting on that federal money. Melanie, now back to you.
Thank you very much, Byron and Mayor. And for news and weather anytime, visit the WJTV Facebook and Twitter pages and WJTV.com. And now, a first look at sports with TJ.
Well, there's a snag in the Southern Miss men's basketball coaching search. Details in a minute. Plus, the Senior Olympics hit Clinton. We hear about today's events and from some participants right after this.
This is WJTV News Channel 12 at 6.
The Southern Miss search for a new men's basketball coach isn't over just yet. According to the Stephen F. Austin Athletic Department, head coach Brad Underwood isn't taking the USM job. In the statement on the school website, the school says that Coach Underwood told his athletic director that he isn't leaving. Late last night, it was reported that Underwood was offered the gig by USM. The former South Carolina assistant led the Lumberjacks to the third round of the NCAA tournament this past March after upsetting 5-seed VCU in the second round. He also went 32-3 in his first season at SFA. All right, how about some college baseball now in the NAIA, the SSAC tournament? The Belhaven Blazers win their first round game with William Carey today, 4-3 in 10 innings in the first round of that tournament. The Blazers scored twice in the 10th after giving up a run in the top half of the inning. Their next game is tomorrow at 7. Various parks and rec buildings in Clinton are helping the city of Clinton host the Senior Olympics through the weekend. Today, shuffleboard was one of the games going on at the Wood Activities Center. This is just one of over 20 events seniors can play. Today, for example, there were competitions in horseshoes, chess, and darts. Seniors from 16 states are competing in the games.
I was trying to find something for people my age to help keep my body moving and active and healthy.
Some of them don't care, but a lot of them are extremely competitive. But it's all friendly when they're there. We never have any mean people, but we do have some competitive ones. So.
And they say basketball is the most competitive, and that's this weekend, so we're going to go back out there and check that out.
Okay.
I'm more on the Sports Zone on Sunday.
Look for some mean ones, but there might not be any mean ones out there.
No, just super competitive, apparently.
All right, thank you very much. Now, a check of the weather with Ken.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit chilly tonight after the sun goes down. Fair skies by 9 o'clock in Jackson. Temperatures already down into the 50s. We'll take a look at your weekend forecast up next.
This is WJTV News Channel 12 at 6.
We're going to start off the month of May tomorrow morning with a chill in the air. It's going to be down to 45 degrees at sunrise, warmer in the afternoon, but just up to about 70. That's about 10 degrees below the average for this time of the year. Now, we do warm up as we get into the weekend. It's going to be chilly in the morning over the next 3 days, but by Saturday afternoon, we're back up to 80 and then into the mid-80s for much of next week. But the best news of all, lots of sunshine in that 8-day forecast.
Wow, that looks so nice. Good for those Senior Olympics,
too.
Yeah,
the beautiful weather for the track events as well.
All right, that'll do it for us. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back at 10. Good night, everyone.